This podcast is brought to you by Convo Cloth, the official clothing apparel of the NBC podcast. For the latest apparel, please go to www.nothingbutconvos.com. Now, let's get into the latest episode of the NBC podcast with your boy, S. McCann. What's good, people? It's the NBC podcast with your boy, S. McCann. And this is episode 40, Eagles Week 2 review. And in this week, we smashed the Minnesota Vikings, did our thing. They had one of the top offenses in the NFL, and we shut them down. Big play Slay did his thing on defense. The whole defense held the Minnesota Vikings to 7 points. Our offense looked like they got everybody involved this game. And that boy, the ultimate weapon, Jalen Hurts, did his thing. And so in this episode, I break down what the defense looked like, what the offense looked like, and you know how Jalen Hurts looked. And then I also break down our Week 3 showdown against the Washington Commanders, a division game, and you know that will be tough. So sit back and relax. Let's get it. Week 2 against the Vikings. Eagles 24, Minnesota Vikings 7. We left a lot of plays out there. We had dumb penalties that some was on the players and some was on the coaches. And that's when Nick Sirianni broke down that he changed a couple of those plays up. But he said that they're going to have those things fixed for Week 3. And we're going to be flying in Week 3. And so this week, Week 2, that defense came to play. Oh my goodness. Justin Jefferson lit up Green Bay last week. Lit them up. And in this week, how we played last week against the Lions, I said, that boy Jet gonna do his thing against us. But that was not the case. Big play Slay. I tell y'all each and every week, he the best corner in football. He can do it all. Tackle, cover, man coverage, zone coverage. Whatever you want that man to do, he can do it. And so when you have a shutdown corner, and then now you got a competent corner on the other side in Bradbury. Marcus Epps showed some promise in these 2 games. Chauncey Gardner flying around out there. And then you got Maddox. Yes, sir, Maddox. I said he's one of the best slots in the league. So the defense in the back end always looked good to me. What we had a problem with last week was the pressure. We wasn't getting no pressure on Jared Goff. So I thought, it's going to be the same way. No, them boys stuffed that run. Stuffed the run. And the back end held up. Let's get into big play Slay and how he shut down Justin Jefferson. They ain't know how we was coming. They thought we was going to sit back there and play zone. I always wanted us to play man coverage when they got Slay. Play man coverage. Let him follow the other receiver around. He did some of that this game. And he showed you why he's one of the top, or maybe the top corner in this league. He does have another tough test this week against Terry McLaurin. But this week, he showed you he can play man to man, and you can do whatever you want. Blitz, whatever you want to do on the other side. If you want to zone that other side up, but that man to man on that side, he showed you what he did. 5 pass breakups. 2 picks. Come on, man. Really? Maddox. 1 pick. Kirk Cousins had 3 picks. He looked like the old Kirk Cousins that played in Washington. When we used to play against them boys came out and played. Balled out. Pressure was getting to Kirk. All the pressure. So let's go and check out the numbers for the Vikings. He was 27 of 46, 221 yards. He had 1 touchdown, that touchdown to the tight end. 3 picks, turnovers, 3 of them. Garbage. Kirk Cousins, he was their leading rusher. We said last week, Jordan Davis, he got to get in there. He got to stop the run. He played more snaps. You see it. You see the defense coming together with the run. Shut him down. Kirk Cousins was your highest rusher in that game. 2 carries, 20 yards, 10 yards a carry. Dalvin Cook, 6 carries, 17 yards, 2.8 yards a carry. Dalvin Cook ain't no joke. Shut him down. They ain't even want to run against us. Now teams don't want to run, and then now they ain't going to want to pass against us. What are you going to do? What will you do? Now, Kirk Cousins is a serviceable quarterback. He's serviceable. Jalen Reagor got in the game. 1 carry, 17 yards. Then Alexander Madison, he had 2 carries, 8 yards. Adam Thielen, receiving, was their highest receiver. 4 receptions, 52 yards, 13 yards of reception, 0 TDs. Justin Jefferson, 6 receptions, 48 yards. 7 yards that he had against Slay. Just 7. Everything else came from another place. Shut down. So this defense is showing you a little bit of promise from week 1. Now we just got to keep it rolling and keep it together, keep everyone healthy, and I think we'll do good on defense. Offense. Jalen Hurts. We'll get into him a little bit later. But the offense looked good. They came out 5 wide. And when you come out 5 wide, you trust your quarterback. You come out 5 wide, you trust your quarterback. And in this game, Jalen Hurts was not the highest rusher. Thank you. Thank you. He had some rushes, but he wasn't the highest rusher in this game. Jalen Hurts numbers. 26 of 31. 333 yards. 1 TD, 1 interception. The interception was not his fault. It bounced off of Kenneth Gainwell's hands, but Kenneth Gainwell should have caught that pass. Miles Sanders rushing the ball. 17 carries, 80 yards, 4.7 yards a carry. That's where we want him at. We want him at 4 point something and 5 yards per carry. If you get him up there, we're going to be tough to stop. Jalen Hurts, 11 carries, 57 yards, 5.2 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns. Boston Scott, 4 carries, 19 yards, 4.8 yards a carry. Kenneth Gainwell, 2 carries, 7 yards, 3.5 yards a carry. Receiving. These receiving numbers were so balanced. And you can tell this is where the offense would like to go, And I hope they do go with this in the future. So let's start off with Quez. So you know Quez is your burner, right? He's going to take the top off the defense. So if you can get a deep shot or a couple deep shots with him during the game so the defense can respect him and roll a little coverage over, that's what we need. 2 receptions, 69 yards, 34.5 yards of reception, 1 touchdown. He cooked the safety. They said that the corner was supposed to stay with him. He would have cooked the corner too and the safety. That's how fast he was running. Untouched. They ain't jamming him at the line or nothing. Smoked him. A.J. Brown, 5 receptions, 69 yards, 13.8 yards of reception. Cooking. He's out there cooking. Devontae Smith, 7 receptions, 80 yards, 11.4 yards of reception. Dallas Goedert, 5 receptions, 82 yards, 16.4 yards of reception. That means that whenever they caught the ball, they got a first down. That's what you need. Zach Pascal, like I said, he comes in when you need that 3rd and 5 and you're passing on 3rd and 5. He had 2 receptions, 14 yards. That's 7 yards per reception. So when you seen the offense, the backs got involved with the catches as well. But when you see this offense and you see that you're giving everybody a fair chance, the defense don't know where the ball is going. Let's go back to Jalen Hurts. Last week we seen the Lions blitz Jalen Hurts heavy. He burnt them with his legs and his arm last week. This week, they said that this coordinator plays the same defense as us. So Jalen Hurts seen the same defense in training camp. But also, they played heavy zone. Patrick Peterson, he's getting up there. I don't know if he can play man and run like that. The other corner is a big corner. I think he's like 6'3", Dantzler. He's a bigger corner, so I don't think he can run like that. And so they're exclusively a zone team. Jalen Hurts ate that zone up. He started 10 for 10, cooking. He completed 80% of his passes. 2 touchdowns on the ground. And we ain't talking about he just walked in. They were man touchdowns. He's pulling people for a touchdown. That's reminiscent of Cam Newton when he used to be beasting. But Jalen Hurts is the ultimate weapon. To me, Jalen Hurts is a more accurate Donovan McNabb right now. These 2 games, he's more accurate. But his game translates to a Donovan McNabb. Donovan McNabb can throw the deep ball. That deep ball that he threw, everybody's saying, oh, he can't throw. He hit the ball right in stride, 53 yards. Bang, Quez, touchdown. Come on. He can throw the ball. And then in that zone, how he was picking it apart, he was zipping the ball through there. And then it was one play. I think it was holding or something, where he zipped the ball 40 yards on a rope to Quez Watkins. Man, you see the arm strength. He's young. We just got to put more games together like that with him. Get his confidence. So I think his confidence is already up. I'm telling you, last season when they lost in the playoffs, and then when Dallas came to Philly and embarrassed them like that, and the starters did not play, they holding that. And I like that. Bring it. Every game, win or lose, bring it. That's that Iverson mentality. That's Philly. Bring it. We ain't soft. Teams know. These teams ain't going to play a team that's built like us. We different. Everybody say, oh, Lori wants a throwing team and all of that. That's good. But when you win games, it don't matter how you get a win. You can get a win rushing it 100 times. If you win, you win. This is NFL. A win is hard to come by. And so Harry Roseman, yeah, they want a passing offense. I think this offense is a passing offense. He showed you he can pass the ball. He showed you that. But it's a balanced offense. Something that we didn't have in the past. We didn't have a balance. Last year, we was heavy run. But now when you have a balance, you can't be stopped. If he can dissect a defense and know where to go with the ball, Jalen Hurts, to know where to go with the ball every time, what will you do with him? You can't blitz him because he picking it up. He either going to run or he going to pick somebody up and they going to be wide open. You can't zone him up. He picking that zone out. He hitting everybody. The way that he was distributing the ball looked like it was like Peyton Manning-esque. Like he knew what he was doing. He knew that defense. He didn't hesitate. It's some throws that he probably want back, but that's every quarterback in every game. You can't be perfect, but some of those throws was no hesitation. That throw to Quez Watkins, it was no hesitation. Soon as he burnt that dude and he seen him open, he threw it. Soon as he seen A.J. Brown in that hole in the zone, he threw it. Last year, he would have held on to the ball. He's not holding on to the ball no more. And that's scary. When he's not holding on to the ball and you have to worry about his legs, like I said, he's the ultimate weapon. The ultimate weapon. He can throw, run. And then when he dissecting it, where he don't even got to run like that, that's going to be crazy. If he don't even need to run no more, y'all in trouble. Because that's what happened with Donovan McNabb later on in his career. When he didn't even have to run no more, he used to throw those dirt balls. But when he don't even have to run no more, and he was just surveying stuff, but Donovan McNabb never had these weapons. That's different. A 24 Donovan McNabb with weapons would have been crazy. The only weapon D-Nab had was Terrell Owens when he came over. I'm talking about receiver. And yes, Westbrook was a receiver out the backfield, but he was still a running back. He had Chad Lewis, but Chad Lewis wasn't a burner like that. Chad Lewis was nice. L.J. Smith, he did have L.J., but I'm talking about receiver-wise. Number one receiver-wise or a receiving core. McNabb never had it. Jalen Hurts got it at 24. Watch what he do. You see what Tua doing. You give him some weapons. Now he looking all right. I still think like his throwing motion in his arm is a little weak, but he getting it there. That's all you got to do. You get it there, those dudes catch it. That's their job. You get it in that vicinity, them dudes catch it. That's their job, to catch the ball. So this week against the Washington Commanders, this will be a tough game just because this is a divisional game. That's why this will be tough. Divisional game. Wentz is over there now. We got to get pressure on Wentz. We have to. Terry McLaurin is out there burning. They got Gibson, running back, and Logan Thomas, the tight end. So Wentz does have weapons. Then you got Dotson on the other side. So, yeah, our defense is going to be up for the task this week. And the main key should be getting to Carson Wentz. We know what Carson Wentz is when pressure is on him. You seen what he did with the Colts, looking crazy with the Colts. And then his last season with us, he couldn't handle the pressure. So getting on him, getting that pressure on him, offensive-wise, don't change nothing what you've been doing. Make them stop you. It ain't a team like the Eagles in the NFL. They not built like that. Offensive line, defensive line. But we talking about offensively. We can run the ball. Now you incorporating that with a quarterback that's picking it off. Like just picking the defense off, killing them. Come on. It's going to be tough. This game going to be tough. It might be a close game, but look, Jalen Hurts went down there last year and got a dub. He way better this year, and he got weapons. So we going to see. I never say my team going to lose. It's going to be a close one, and I'm edging with my boys. Like I told you, 17-0. I always say I'm going to pick my boys. Knowing they're going to lose, I still pick my boys because that's me. Bleed green. But with that, people, it's a wrap. One.
Sound nothing like it.
So that was episode 40, Eagles Week 2 review. And so in that episode, I broke down the defense, big play slay, the offense, how Jalen Hurts looked, and our next week battle against the Washington Commanders. We all know that our team is still progressing, trying to make that leap into elite status, but we got to take it one game at a time. And so when we look at it like that, I think we're going to be in good shape. And so with that, people, stay safe, give respect, and show love. One. Make sure you go listen to all old and new NBC podcast episodes on all podcasting platforms. And please go to www.nothingbutconvos.com for the latest apparel.